Super Steff, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's me. I got this post that I found on Facebook and it's causing a lot of controversy. A man proposes to his woman with a receipt of her $70,000 student loan debt being paid in full in place of a ring. She thanks him, but says she still requires a ring before getting married. What is she? Is she A, reasonable, B, ungrateful, C, smart, or D, dumb? Man, this question right here has a lot of people talking, man. My answer is, I think she's reasonable. And that's one of the things, right? Yeah, A, I think she's reasonable. And a lot of people will disagree with me on that, but I gotta say, when you really see it from a woman's perspective, you try to take it and look at it from another perspective, you see why it's reasonable. Now, of course, on the surface, it's like this man, instead of buying you an expensive ring, decided to pay off your student debt and gives that to you, and you're not gonna say, yes, I'll marry you? Are you crazy? How ungrateful are you? Like, on the surface, it looks like that. But the reason why I'm saying she's being reasonable is because I'm a man and I know how men think. Yeah, I know how men think. You got to understand what a ring is. A ring is a symbol, okay? It's not a gift, it's a symbol. The $70,000 student debt that he paid off, that's a gift. That ain't no symbol. The ring is a symbol. What the ring represents is very different from what him paying off her student debt represents. Okay? Anybody can pay off my student debt. Anybody can pay off her student debt. Okay? Her mom, her dad, her cousin, her friend, anybody. A friend can pay off your student debt. But there's only one person who can give you a ring. And that's your fiance. That's your future husband giving you a ring. The ring represents commitment. Okay? Paying off her student debt does not represent commitment. The ring represents the commitment. The acknowledgement of her in public. Once she puts that ring on and then people see it, they know that she now is committed to you. She's committed to somebody. You understand what I'm saying to you? That's why it's important. And it's not about how much the ring costs. It's about the fact that the ring was given to her by the man. Ladies, let me tell you something. Especially the way a lot of these men think. Not everybody, but a lot of them think. If they can get wifey treatment without actually committing to you as a wife, that's what they'll do. Okay? So when you see a man who's willing to pay your bills, willing to put money in your pocket, all that, but they're not willing to acknowledge you in public, they're not willing to acknowledge their woman on social media and take her out in public and acknowledge her as his and let it be known, that's a red flag. And I shouldn't be telling you this because I'm giving y'all a lot of game, women, but that's a red flag, man. Because the same thing that makes men shout from the mountaintops that we love our mom, that's the same thing that'll make a man shout from the mountaintops that he loves his wife. And if he's not doing that about you, you're not his wife. Okay? Him paying your debts and him giving you money, that's all well and good. Especially if him doing all that, paying all your bills and all that is compelling you to give it up and give him the wifey treatment. You cooking for him and you taking care of him and you giving it up, you giving up the draws and all that good stuff. A man who really doesn't want to commit, he'll just keep paying for stuff, and so he'll get all the treatment without actually having to do the commitment. Because that way he can have his cake and eat it too. That way, okay, especially if he can afford to pay your $70K student debt, he must have a lot of money if he can afford to do that. So he probably over here. I'm not saying that's what the man did in the scenario, but what I'm saying is the average guy who can do that and who doesn't want to give you a ring, he's probably having his cake over here with you, and then also hanging out with another woman over here too. He can afford to do all that and never have to deal with the commitment. You understand? So that's why it's important that the man wants to acknowledge you by giving you the ring. He understands what it represents. He wants to claim you in front of everybody by giving you the ring. That is important. Okay? So the man in the scenario, I'm not saying that he is two-timing her. What I am saying is the man in the scenario who said, I'm going to give you this receipt that your debt is paid in place of a ring, I just don't think he's very wise. I don't think he realizes what the ring really represents. Because if he did, what he would do is pay the student debt, but also still give her a ring on top of that, so that you can acknowledge her in public and make it known, I commit to this woman. When you present that ring to her, you're saying that I'm committing. And that's very important to a woman. And it should be. It should be. Okay? Because if you really commit, you be willing to do that. And here's the thing about it. The ring doesn't have to be expensive. Okay? It could be $20. What's important is that you gave that ring to her. What's important is that the man gave that ring to her. That is what makes it important. It could be $20. It could be $100, $500, $1,000. You know what I mean? But if you got money to be paying off $70K, you probably got enough money to get a ring on top of that too anyway. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't have enough money to get a ring, like get a really expensive ring, just get a symbolic ring. It's about the symbolism. It's about what it represents. And you should know that, just to represent commitment and let the world know, I commit to this woman right here. This woman I want to marry me. Give her the ring, man. Give her the ring. So yeah, don't be stupid, man. Give her the ring. And I feel like anybody, especially men, who are saying that she's ungrateful for still requiring a ring, I think you're being a little manipulative of the situation. And that's really the type of language that a dude who wants to two-time, he would use that type of language. Don't let these dudes play you, ladies. Don't let them play you, man. I shouldn't be giving you this game, but I'm giving you this game, man. Men play mind games, man. They do. Now, women play mind games too. I'm just talking about men right now, though. Men will play those mind games with you when we want what we want. Especially if we can afford to do stuff like pay off your debt. I don't have to give you a ring now. I paid off your debt. Why don't you want to give her a ring, though? That's the question. You want to pay off her debt, but why don't you want to give her a ring? Why? Answer that question. Oh, you so ungrateful, man. Why you don't want to give her a ring, Doc? If you can afford to do that, you could have got her a ring. And look, it don't take you nothing to go right now to the jeweler store and get a $100 ring. Why you don't want to get her a ring? I understand totally why she still requires a ring. She still requires a ring because of what it represents. That's why she still requires a ring. Because you gave it to her. So now when people see it, it shows that you committed to her. The question is, why don't you want people to see that you committed to her? Everybody don't see it like that, but I'm just saying, man. That's the bigger picture. That's my 2 cents. Super Steff is the birds of plane. It's me. Trying makes me happy, so I'll never stop. I'll always live in God's imagination. You already know.
Hello, and this is StephenJPhifer in the house. Welcome to the Steffin Show.
Still got it.